Peace and blessings, family. My name is Jay, and today I want to talk to you guys today about three modalities in astrology. And those three modalities being cardinal, fixed, and mutable. And with that being said, let's get right into it. We're going to compile all of them in one video. Okay, so if you're not first, you're last. Let's start off with cardinal. So what does the cardinal modality deal with? Cardinal modality deals with initiating and creating. And other ways to explain the cardinal modality are also being inspiring and also innovative, or you could also say motivative and motivating. I mean, look at it. So yeah, this is what that modality deals with. And so explaining that, you can see that I can kind of bring other ways to like explain this modality in it, but as you can tell by how this modality is described and what it's associated with, that this is a modality that deals with self-expression, whether it may be through our body or through our throat, because those are the two forms of self-expression. Those are the two forms of the masculine energy. And then this is already going places that don't really need to go right now. So, but yeah, that's the cardinal modality in a nutshell. So knowing that this is a modality that deals with creative expression, creating and initiating, and to actually add more depth to the modality, and tell you the four signs that are ruled by this that fall under this modality, which are Aries, which is cardinal fire, Cancer, cardinal water, Libra, cardinal air, and Capricorn, cardinal earth. Everything those elements deal with. Aries deals with fire, self expression. Cancer deals with water, intuition and the feelings and emotions, the vibes. Libra deals with air, which is communicating, communicating, being relatable, and ultimately Libra is the mediator of the zodiac. And then there's Capricorn, which is Earth, which deals with practicality, stability, and security. And since these are all cardinal signs, that's what they all initiate and create. They are the leaders of those elements. So, yeah. Getting to the next point. Now with all that was just explained earlier, we know that the strength of this modality is that these people don't need anything else. In regards to which element, regardless of which cardinal sign it may be, all those signs are all these signs are natural leaders and initiators, other elements of their position. But anyway, what I was trying to get to is when you are a person who is like a leader at heart and is can be creative and self-expressive at heart, not needing anything outside yourself. What can this lead to? Apologies if you hear some crying upstairs. I just got some, it's just my cousins. But anyway, that's what I was saying. Usually when you got people who are like natural leaders and got a lot of that energy, what tends to happen? Usually it's seen as an attack, but it's more critique and feedback to a person's actions and natures. And usually what I'm getting at is that usually because these people have so much energy and they always like to lead, they tend to usually the things that you're into and like to do you usually identify with. And this kind of goes everywhere. But basically what I'm saying here is that these people tend to forget what it's like. Basically what I'm getting at is that these people will sometimes forget what it's like to follow, just take a seat back and receive, or to just be and not only that, not to just follow or receive, but also to to attach to something, so that energy isn't always being used constantly. You gotta take a step back sometimes. And that's kind of what the other modalities will get to talk about without getting to those in the next ones. And saying that's kind of what the feedback criticism that people will give to people of this modality. That's the kind of criticism. That's the kind of criticism and feedback that they give them. Tell them to have a bit more patience. Calm down a little bit. Learn to receive, or just stay focused and not. Well, they already do that anyway, but more so just learn to receive and just chill, kind of like the the mutable kind of like what the mutable modality deals with, but I'll get to that in a minute. So yeah, with the cardinal modality, you just gotta learn to, and this is actually what the fixed modality deals with. You just gotta learn that after you, initiate and plant, initiate and plant those seeds, just take a seat back, and just nurture whatever it is that you initiated. You don't have to create anything else. You got something to work on now. Yeah, if you got, y'all get where I'm going with it. But anyway, now moving on to the fixed modality. What's the fixed modality deal with? It deals with exactly what it sounds like, being fixed, and in other ways to explain it, being fixated, focused, set in, deeply rooted in, all that. That's all the fixed modality deals with. So it's only natural that it comes after cardinal. Cardinal is the one that plants the seeds, and then fix is the one that waters them, and fix is the one that waters them, sits back and watches them grow, and that's what it constantly does. Does over and over again, because this is the modality that deals with attaching. Because how can you be fixated on something or focused on something if you're not attached to it, fixated on it, and on an even deeper level, obsessed with it. But yeah, so that was leading me to my next point. With fixation can come obsession, and with obsession can come possession. Whether um, it is being possessed by something or someone else, or or vice versa. And that brings me to the next point. So it's real simple with this one, because people are really what is it the fixed what is it that the fixed modality usually struggles with a lot? Being stuck, ultimately being stagnant. That's where it gets to the point where other modalities have to be incorporated, and they just have to learn how to take the action of non-action and let go of things and go with the flow, which will by default in some way, shape, or form create I don't know how to put that here, but it'll create wisdom or learning experiences, or it'll ultimately end up helping out. And if not going with the flow and taking a step back and being mutable, then also attaching to something different, detaching from what that is that we're that was attached to, and that's what cardinal deals with. And it can also be mutable too, because mutable deals with differences, different perspectives, and all that, which is what I'm about to get into the next one. So yeah, with the fixed modality, just um, with the fixed modality, just learn to detach from whatever it is you may be attached to in the case that you need to, and attach to something else. Use that cardinal energy, or when you attach to something, make sure that you kind of have that state of being that when you attach to it, you're still at the same time detached, which is kind of what mutable is gonna which is kind of what cardinal and mutable deal with, but more so mutable, so that you can just go with the flow and let things unfold naturally and all that. So yeah, okay. Now the mutable modality. Okay, the mutable modality. Mutable modality is like this. This would be the modality for people who are outside looking in or who don't really understand the modalities. They see this as like, you know, probably the weakest modality, or being, or a passive modality. And yes and no, but anyway, let me get into it. Mutable modality deals with, the mutable modality is the modality that deals with going with the flow, that deals with, being receptive, that deals with, seeing people, places, and things from different perspectives, different points of views, etc. I forgot to explain the signs that fall into the fixed element. Well, going back to the fixed element real quick. My bad, you guys. Going back to the fixed element real quick. There's Taurus, Leo, Scorpion, Aquarius. Taurus is fixed earth, fixated upon being secure. Leo's fixed fire, fixated upon their own way of expressing. Scorpios, water, fixated upon their own way of feeling about things, their own the vibes they get, stuff like that. And then Aquarius is fixed air, fixated upon their own ideas, thoughts, and ways of communicating, and all that. So yeah, I just thought I'd add that in there. But yeah, going back to mutable. This is the element that likes to go with the flow, and is also the element that deals with broader horizons and perspectives. And moving on to the signs that's ruled by the mutable element, the mutable modality. There is mutable air, which is Gemini, multiple ways of communicating, multiple different ways of thinking, whether it's with oneself or with others. And then there's Virgo, mutable earth, different way, it deals with different ways of being, practical and organized, and also stable and secure within themselves or with others. And then there's Sagittarius. That's mutable fire. Different ways of being creatively self-expressive, whether it's whether it's in oneself or with others. And then there's Pisces, which is mutable water, which is being able to take in multiple, being able to see other people's emotional, being able to understand, and relate to other people's emotional standpoints and points of views, and other people's vibes and all that. So yeah. And those are the signs that are ruled by this modality or follow this modality. And so with the mutable one being said, we were kind of talking about how it's passive earlier and how that's associated with weakness. This goes in the other video, so I don't want to get too deep with that. And since it naturally is a more passive element, this is true, but it doesn't mean it's weak. But anyway, what I want to say here now is that what mutable would need to do, mutable people, they have to learn how to be fixed and stop going with the flow, to attach to something, to be stuck on that and focused on that. So if there's actually something that they are passionate about and focused on, which is what the Cardinal fire, Cardinal deals with. And then also, kind of look at it in this way: it's like with mutable will have to do what the succeeding modalities would do. So it's like naturally go with the flow, and then you're gonna want to attach and take action towards attaching, which is what Cardinal will deal with. And the actual attachment is the fixed. The Cardinal modality, and then the actual attachment would be the fixed modality. So yeah, that's what fixed modality would. That's what mutable modality would. That's what would help bring balance to that. That state of being, that temperament, whatever you want to call it. So yeah. You guys get what I said. You guys get what I'm saying. You guys seen all this play out before. So yeah. Yeah. With this being said, this will be my take on the three modalities, you guys. If you guys like this, feel free to leave a like, comment, whatever, subscribe. It's up to you. No matter to me. And if you got any feedback or constructive criticism, you guys know that I appreciate that. I'm always willing to learn. I'm as much of a teacher as I am a student, and you can just put that down in the comments. And with that being said, I love you guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.